Hey y'all, my name's Ren and I am a tarot reader and Reiki practitioner here in beautiful South Austin, y'all. And my company is called Taurus Rising and I am now open for business. You can go to my website, taurusrising.com, and book a session with me. I'll come back to that later, and I'll also link my information below. But I wanted to mark the beginning of this YouTube channel with a reading for y'all, a reading for the collective, if you will. And it just so happens that today marks the beginning of Mercury retrograde in Leo. And as some of you may know, this is a time where things can historically go a little wonky, technology gets messed up and just, stuff happens. So it's a time to really be mindful and stay grounded. And I thought, what better topic than to have Mercury retrograde be sort of our focus of this reading. And one way to go about tarot readings is to ask a question. So the question is going to be, how can we get through, or what do we need to know as we go into Mercury retrograde this year or this month, and to get through that feeling grounded and empowered. So what I'm gonna do is shuffle the cards here, and then we'll pull maybe a couple of cards to get some information on that. So what do we need to know to get through this Mercury retrograde and feel grounded and empowered? All right, shuffling my cards here, and we'll see what we find. All right, so I'm gonna lay them out here and pull a card for us. I'm feeling particularly called to pull this card. Oh, interesting. The Well. So in this particular tarot deck, I don't know if you can see this, it's the Ethereal Visions deck, and it actually happens to have two bonus cards in the Major Arcana. So some of you may be familiar with tarot if you're, watching this video, but some of you may not know as much, so I'll just go into that a little bit. There's the Minor Arcana cards, so think like the Sweets and the Swords, Cups, Pentacles, things like that. And then there's the Major Arcana cards, so those are the kind of things like the High Priestess, those cards. And the Major Arcana cards are really about karmic, overarching lessons, and then the Minor Arcana are more about the day-to-day. And they're both important. You can kind of think almost like the Major Arcana as kind of like as above, so below. The Major Arcana is like the as above, and the Minor Arcana, you might even think of it as below, like how lessons present in small, practical, little ways in life, and in the physical plane. Whereas the Major Arcana are going to be more like themes of more lessons and things like that. And the Well, which is reversed, is a bonus Major Arcana card in this particular deck. And the Well it represents sort of the source of creativity, of knowledge, sort of a higher realm. And you can see there's a woman looking, sort of sitting at a well there. And wow, that's very interesting. So kind of coming back to what's deeper, connecting to something bigger than yourself, maybe even your karmic kind of creative gift. And you don't have to be spiritual or, believe in a God or any to connect to something bigger than yourself. So it sounds like what I'm getting from this reading is that during this Mercury retrograde, it's a time to connect to yourself and something greater to your bit higher than yourself, something bigger than yourself that connects to your specific, unique, creative gift. And we can all be creative in our own ways, whether you're a musician, artist, or an engineer, you have your own gift of what is creative for you. So what I'm getting from this reading is connecting to something bigger, really taking time to pause. Like this woman is sitting and, you know, she is being and waiting for the next thing. So stillness, having stillness, because when your life is busy and your mind is busy, those things can't come through. You can't have ideas. You can't have clarity. You can't feel grounded into, you know, yourself or something more than all the noise around you and getting through the day. So needing some pause. So there's a need for connecting to something bigger than yourself, which is more possible than when you're able to pause. Pause, have stillness, even water, having time for water. You know, it's, at least in the northern hemisphere, in Texas specifically, it's very hot. So having maybe some time for water, cool, slowing down, and kind of flipping over this to get a better idea. The woman is also holding a pendulum, if you can see that, which is historically used for divination, trying to find answers. So, and this is reverse. So perhaps reverse often means kind of leaning into the opposite. And it's rather than leaning for outside answers, leaning into answers for yourself. So rather than seeking, okay, pendulum, what is it, yes or no, going within and really hearing out what feels aligned for you. So connecting to self, connecting to your higher purpose, your higher creativity, time for stillness. As we go into this Mercury retrograde, will help you stay grounded and more empowered during this time. And just for, I guess, as a parting thing, we'll pull a bonus card. So I'm gonna pull that. What I like to do sometimes is take the cards, pull them back, and then pull the card that is underneath. So that is what I'm going to do. It's a strategy I learned from who I learned tarot from, and it's sort of finding that the little extra message that you need to hear. Okay, so pulling the bottom card. Oh, interesting. We've got yet another reverse card. So the Ace of Wands. And wands represent fire, manifestation, passion. So you have the element of fire, and it's associated with fire signs like Leo, and it's we're in Mercury retrograde during Leo time. So that's very aligned there. And the Ace of Wands is really about sort of the beginning, the seed of something, perhaps the seed of a manifestation. So maybe during this time of Mercury retrograde, it's really getting clear on something you've been wanting to manifest and call in. It's reversed. So often when it's reversed, there's some resistance or maybe like procrastination, maybe fear around doing something. So what manifestation or what kind of thing, dream, desire, goal have you been resisting, tending to, or even brainstorming about, or even allowing yourself time to think about that being possible? Perhaps maybe because things have been too busy, and it's sort of like, hey, I'll get to it eventually. But like the first card told us, is it's time for stillness, slowing down, trying to connect to your higher purpose, your higher creativity, your, you know, something bigger than just what has been going on for you. Maybe getting out of the rat race and taking time for stillness in order to connect to that and connect to yourself. And that will also allow you to at least nurture the seeds of something that has been bubbling that maybe you haven't, that you've been resisting tending to. So that is our Mercury retrograde, July 2025 reading. I hope that was helpful for you. And if something's resonated, that's okay, or that's great. If they didn't, no big, that's great too. So keep what you like and leave the rest. And I will see y'all next time. Once again, I'm Ren from Taurus Rising, and a Reiki practitioner and tarot reader in South Austin. And please book with me. I hope to see you soon. Till next time, bye.